I wanted to watch this video. I bookmarked it. I haven't watched it yet. This guy says Honkai Star Rail has a major problem. Does it actually have a problem, or is this clickbait? I think we're about to find out. Also, I want to keep in mind the game has literally been out for not even a full day. As the time we're watching this, in another 3 hours, it'll only be out for 24 hours. So I don't know. I mean, videos like this kind of just like, I don't want to say bother me, but they're like, bro, I don't know. Maybe play the beta. Let's find out. I'm gonna shut up.
Developed by the same developers as Genshin Impact,
I love this
Hoyoverse, and
soundtrack,
it's meant to be a continuation on the Honkai universe, or
Okay.
as they would call it, the Hoyoverse. I was very fortunate.
Meta this, meta that. You should go meta.
Close beta test of Honkai Star Rail.
Meta this, meta that. You should go meta woman. Listen, bro, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. But I'm here for you guys. Why would I talk to women when I could just play video games and make videos for you? You know what I mean? Like, come on. I'm here for the simping. Let's go. Let's see it.
Which, while it was really fun at first, very quickly it appeared that there is a major, massive problem with the brand new system of Honkai Star Rail that will
Is there not a
lead me
problem?
to turn away from this game. And unfortunately, ultimately, this is not a game that I'll be playing on its release. Let's talk about Honkai Star Rail biggest problem.
Okay,
Just
let's
as
do
a
this.
quick disclaimer though, this is not a video
W-mans,
meant to bash on the
W-mans.
game, but rather just to explain my experience with the closed beta test of Honkai Star Rail. In fact, I have never been a big fan of turn-based combat like
Same.
Final Fantasy
Same,
or
not at all.
Persona, and that
I agree with that.
be a major reason that led me away from playing Honkai Star Rail, as I have always been a bigger fan of action RPG game like Sekiro. MiHoYo,
I think I don't play turn-based RPGs either, but they have done the gameplay absolute justice. Like, it is phenomenal. Like, the gameplay is super smooth. It's unique. That you can really kind of say forget the turns in a sense with the ults. If it gets Sealy, which we dropped a video on, you know, like it. There's ways around it, bro. There's definitely ways around it. So I don't know. I agree. I mean, he hasn't said anything. We're 52 seconds in, but like the combat feels great in my opinion. Especially for a turn-based RPG. I'm done. Goodbye. Love Rico. I got you later, buddy.
in the past has developed a bunch of characters that people really love and enjoy in their past title like Honkai Impact or Genshin Impact. And the Honkai Star Rail universe does have really enjoyable and lovable character as well. So if that's something
For sure. We got Mommy
I
Hamiko.
highly encourage you to give the game
And
a
playing?
try.
Okay,
I did
gotcha.
have
Have
a lot
fun,
of
dog.
when I first started playing the game. It just wasn't for me after a couple hours. But the game is free
Have
to play
fun.
after all, so it is free for you to try it out. This
It's
is
a fun
not
experience.
bad, but
It's a fun
most
experience.
importantly, please don't spend money that you can't afford. It is still a gacha game at the end of the day, and
course.
be careful with your addictions. Let's talk about
I already
my
spent
problem.
too much
The main
money.
thing that I want
I
to
can't
uncover
eat this
today
week now.
is Honkai Impact's combat system, aka the
Sag.
turnbased system. In this game, you assemble a party of 4 members, usually with some kind of DPS, healer, support, and you take turn acting facing against the enemy.
Okay.
At the very top left of the screen, you can observe what we call the action list. This indicates what turn it is and which character
You're not
is
leaving?
available
Okay,
to
gotcha,
act.
gotcha.
And you effectively just take
I
turns
didn't know.
using your
I
characters
love the
and
chicken.
the enemy characters to attack each other.
Appreciate you,
Some
Rico.
characters have faster attack speed that potentially allow them to attack twice before the enemy is
Absolute
able to.
legend.
But you get the general idea. You just kind of go off one after another.
That's another thing. A lot of the characters, excuse me, kind of like attack on their own without you even doing anything. Hamiko, once you get the 3 charges, she attacks without at the end of your attack, without you having to do anything. Homegirl, March 752, I believe she attacks. Something triggers it, and she attacks on her next. She can hit a double attack, you know, without it being her move. Like, the gameplay is actually very unique, and it makes it switches it up. It makes it interesting. But I wish it was like Genshin. I don't know, man. I'm kind of enjoying the different type of pacing from Genshin, truthfully. They also seem to have worked a lot of the systems that we don't like in Genshin and kind of made them better in the game. So I'm really curious to see what this homie's complaining about, to be honest with you.
When it comes down to your turn, each character basically have 2
I love
available
this ult.
actions. You
I
can
love this
either
ult so
perform a
much.
basic attack, which generate you a skill point indicated by this star here, or you can consume a skill point across your team to cast their signature skill
Such a
instead,
good ult.
which is the button smaller on the right side of the screen. In addition to that, every character also have
Okay.
a signature ability, kind of like an elemental burst from Genshin Impact, which you can use anytime your energy is full. This
Howdy, yo, what up,
ability does
Scarlet?
not cost you a turn and can be
Fist
casted
bump.
anytime, so you kind of just cast them whenever they're off cooldown. Or
We're watching a video. Someone said Honkai Star Rail has a major problem, so I'm very curious. So that's what we're watching right now.
whenever they're
Giving our
weak.
thoughts.
There's also kind of an
You haven't missed
elemental
anything
system
yet,
in
though.
the game, kind of denoted by the character's colors. But unlike Genshin Impact, where doing reactions is a thing, elements in this game are really just counter element.
Okay.
They're just meant to break shield. Most of the time, enemy will have a shield.
What'd you think of the video, Scarlet?
On top of their head.
What was your
But
thoughts? What were your
alongside
thoughts?
That would be a couple element that counter that enemy. And basically, instead of trying to create elemental reaction with your characters, you want to match your element with the same colors on the enemy to do bigger shield damage to their enemy.
Okay, assuming that like he said, so there is no elemental reactions in the game. I don't understand what's the problem with that, because it's a turn-based game, and so if you're going to introduce elemental shields that you have to match up with characters already, adding elemental reactions on top of that, I feel like just adds a whole other layer of complexity that's not needed. Like this homie right now has fire. If I'm using a fire character and I take down their shield, what's the point of me adding an ice character to create like a freeze or, you know, whatever reaction it is, like, and it does even more damage. It's like now you have to like strategize your team out even a little bit more, which in a sense I guess it's a strategy game, so it's like it makes sense, but I personally think it's just too much. I feel like it would make the game too overwhelming and nobody would want to play it. So I think that's a horrible first critique in my opinion. It just doesn't register in my mind. I stopped watching it as soon as he said he didn't like it because it was turn-based of action combat. Basically, it's not Genshin, so I don't like it. Look, I don't know this dude. I ain't going to shit on him. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but like I feel like if this is going to be the main point of the video, it's going to be pretty much I just don't agree off rip. And I'm very, 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 very critical of Genshin, so if I find something I agree with, I'll say it. But it's like, bro, we're not even a full day in like of global launch.
For example,
you know?
This enemy here has a red color on top of their head, indicating
like,
that they're weaker to pyro element. In this case, casting a pyro attack onto them,
which makes perfect sense.
Damage, which likelier to stagger them and break their poise. That's the basic idea of Honkai Star Rail's combat. Again, it resembles a lot like traditional turn-based game like either certain Final Fantasy titles or Persona. Again, turn-based game has never really been my thing, and I've always been more like an action RPG. So that would be one of the biggest turn away I have when it comes down to those titles, including Honkai Star Rail, and might be potentially for you as well. But on the other hand, if you really enjoyed the turn-based aspect about Final Fantasy or Persona, maybe you'll really enjoy Honkai Star Rail as well. To be very fair, despite me knowing that I don't really enjoy turn-based combat, I actually did have a lot of fun when I first started playing Honkai Star Rail.
It's fun. It's genuinely fun.
Exploring the world,
I didn't expect it to be fun.
Learning about these characters' stories and background was really exciting. These characters have really great personality and aesthetic that quickly captured my heart. But again, the main problem is that after I played it for a couple hours, this game just insanely suddenly felt super repetitive and boring that instantly turned me away. And that is the big problem that I want to talk about in this video. So what is this so sudden change that turned me away?
Oh, I'm not gonna say anything smart. Let's listen.
Quickly, what is this big problem that I'm talking about? And it's the fact that Honkai Star Rail is a turn-based game with 2 buttons. The problem is that on each turn, you can either choose one or the other available action. You have a total of 2 choices. You can either do a basic attack, or if you have a skill point, you can choose to.
Am I missing something?
Skill point to do your signature skill. Instead.
What's bad about this?
Absolutely no other decision-making process in the game. There's absolutely no other available action in the game. You don't really get to choose when your turn goes. You kind of just follow the action list, and your elemental burst or your signature ability doesn't really have a decision-making process either, since it doesn't consume a turn. So you can just cast it whenever they're off cooldown. There's no such thing as, oh, I'm gonna save my turn for the signature ability.
Okay, all right, look, I get it. Just for like right off the rip, without even thinking about it too deep. I think the choice make a turn-based action instead of gives the devs infinity more room to polish the animation, the world design. I agree with you 100%. I think the big selling point about this game is that the animations are absolutely insane. Bro, I have played Final Fantasy VII, the original, and a bunch of these other Final Fantasy games. What is wrong with two attacks? You have your regular attack, and you have your skill point attack. And to say that the ult is not, I guess, crucial because you could do it at any time, and that also that you fall in between the random turns of the order over there just shows that, unfortunately, shout out to this homie, I don't know who you are, I'm trying to be disrespectful, it's just not clicking, dog. You have 3 attacks. You have to strategically use your ult. You shouldn't just randomly ult at any point in time, especially if you need it, if you're fighting like a boss or a crazy hard mob or something like that. You have 2 whole attacks. You have your Q and E. You can't see it because my fat ass is blocking it. You have the skill point system that's shared with everyone, and you can literally mess with the turns and to make characters go first, and other characters have passive that allow them to go on top of your attacks without you even doing anything. I don't see the problem. Like it's not clicking in my mind. Like, what's wrong? Like, what's so wrong? Having the ult used at any time means you can either use it in order to break the shield or after to break the shield. Exactly. It's strategic placement. It's not. It's not. I mean, listen. Some people might just randomly use it. I got my ult in certain parts of the game, and I just randomly used it because I'm like, oh, this is cool. Let me just do it. Especially if you get a character like Sealy, bro. There's some legitimate strategy that goes into it. What more do you want? Do you want to use items and stuff in this? Because I kind of understand items usage. Let's say, for example, for healing or shield or something. But then you're removing like 7 characters from the video game. You know, you're removing fucking Branya, I believe. Who's the shielder? I don't remember her name. You're removing the shielder. March 572. You're removing people's roles. You have to keep in mind, this isn't like a regular game. Every character has a role. It's a gacha game. No item usage, of course. You can't be champion of the Pokemon League without spamming full resources. Dude, I don't understand. I don't understand. What a weird.
Effectively, you're just gonna be pressing
what a weird
the
analogy.
button one or the other the entire time, over and over and over. It might be on different.
Bro, that's
characters.
Genshin.
It might be a little different depending on how you want to.
Bro, that's literally Genshin. What do we do when you play Genshin? You throw down your Benny Burst. If you have Kazo, you swirl that shit, and then you just start hitting, like, I don't know, Raiden's ult. Like, that's what I do. Like, I press the same 4 buttons. And I press the same 4 buttons in Kingdom Hearts. My favorite game of all time. Like, I like that. I don't know. I feel like this is just such a weird critique.
Combo, how the turn is going. But
this is such a weird critique.
Down to either pressing the button on the left or the button on the right. Games like Final Fantasy or Persona have dramatically more action that you can take. There's a lot more choices when it comes down to what action you're gonna do. When it comes down to your turn, you can either chain up a combo with one of your 10 many available skills, 20 available skills. Maybe you can even use an item to buff up your character for the next turn. In fact, even if we take a look at Pokemon, which only really have 4 action at a time with each Pokemon, there's still a lot more that go on in Pokemon. There's the concept of, hey, let me take a turn to switch my Pokemon out so that it'll be more advantageous the next turn. There's the idea of, let me cast a buff right now so that I can do a bigger attack the next turn. Maybe there is even the idea of using item consumable to revive your Pokemon a little bit. Again, consume your next turn. In Honkai Star Rail, none of these concepts exist. It's always either you press a button on the left or you press a button on the right. Dude,
bro, it's a gacha game. it's a gacha game. Like, you're not gonna have items like that, because what's the point? And why would you spend $100 on a healer? Why would you farm for a healer? Why would you farm for a shielder? Why would you level up what's it called, March 572, if you could just heal? If you like, it doesn't make sense. Repetitive gameplay, bro, I've used exclusively only Ganyu for everything in the past 2 years. I desperately want something else to do change as much damage. No, legit, Genshin is more repetitive, but Star Rail is brand new, so of course it'll be more interesting for now. Yeah, I mean, like, I could definitely see maybe like swapping characters. That would be like a cool thing, like whatever. That I'm not 100% against, but it's like, these criticisms are kind of, in my opinion, a little bit of an L, because it's like, bro, like, would you expect? like would you? Not every character is gonna have 10 different attacks, because the whole point of making a character unique is that they have 2 to 3, and then you have to pay money to get them if you want them. Oh, it's simple. It's mathematics. His opinion is so bad. Yo, what's up, Sophia? Fist bump. Welcome in. My bad. I have TTS. My TTS is broken. I'm about to just take it off the point list tonight. Yeah, I'm not messing with it. Now, if he goes into maybe trying to say like that, the game locks you to spend money at a certain level because the enemy's just skill increases drastically. Okay, I could see that. I could see that being a valid criticism. And I don't know yet. We're still early in the game for me. We're gonna try to bang out a bunch of stuff tonight. But so far, the big problem is not a big problem. The big problem is a personal issue of not understanding the video game and having a very unrealistic expectations going into it.
Even simplify it a little bit more for you. The button on the right, aka your character's ability,
I did not.
costs a skill point, and you can only cast it when you have a skill point. And of course, casting it doesn't generate your skill point. And your decision actually gets simplified even more, because you want to save your skill point for those ability when you need.
I'm not gonna remember it, honestly.
Ability or a
I'm not gonna remember
ability.
truthfully.
So it pretty much come down to, do I want to cast a basic attack because I don't have the skill point right
L take Chief. Hi Joe. Oh,
now, and generate a
I'm gonna rewind
to
5 seconds.
do I want to cast a basic attack because I don't have the skill point right now and generate a skill point, or I have the skill point available to me and therefore I just want to cast my signature ability.
But this isn't a problem. This is how the game is supposed to be played.
One of the things that
This is how the game is supposed to be played.
Like, hey, my healer needs to heal because my team is low, so let me basic attack on my DPS characters to generate a skill point so that when it comes down to my healer's turn, I can use their healing.
Yes!
And in the reverse, if your team is not low
Yes!
and your healer doesn't need to heal, then what you could do is basic attack on your healer to generate a skill point for your DPS.
What is
and
the
then cast
problem
ability on
here?
DPS to do more damage. That is basically the entire game. Your decision pretty much comes down to a flow chart with 2 methods of path. If you need heal, you just cast the basic attack on your DPS, save skill point for your healer, cast the healer ability.
Also, Joe, how you feeling today, my love? How's work? How are you? I love you. What was it? Redeeming DCS? I don't know. I don't know, truthfully. You can lose because you use your 1 skill point to do a bit more damage right before March 7th to shield your low HP points. Yeah, I don't... is Baiju banner out next week? I think so. I think Baiju and Kava is next week. I don't know yet. I don't know. Is anyone on Genshin that could check? Also, Joe, what are you doing tonight? But yeah, bro, I don't understand. I'm not... I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. Like, this is how the game is supposed to work.
Ability. If you don't need heal, cast the ability on your DPS to do more damage. Cast the basic attack on your healer to
imagine doing one of the 2 actions in the video game.
Played it out for you. The
Horrible.
Combat of the game can basically be
Horrible.
simplified and explained onto a 2-dimensional flowchart in 1 sentence, and it all is because this game only have 2 available action at a time. Again, either the button on the left or the button on the right. AKA either you do your basic attack or you do your ability.
Next week, got you. Typical 10-10 L opinions.
For your signature ability up, just cast it off.
I've never watched this person's
And
video
it's
before,
exactly
ever.
that reason
Never.
why the game feels super repetitive after a couple hours, and why it was fun the first initial couple hours.
But
when
like,
you're still exploring the game, when you're still coming up with your strategy,
what
when
is
you're
not
still learning what to
repetitive?
do, you don't really
What is
see
not
this
repetitive?
problem because you haven't learned all of it yet. You're still trying to figure it out, and it was kind of fun doing that. But once you have figured it out, after your 3rd hour, it's just always the same formula over and over and over and over and over and over and again. Button on left, button on right, button on left, button on right, whatsoever. The fact that Honkai Star Rail only have 2 available
infamous.
actions at the time means you can't
I don't even know
really
this-
come up with a strategy that's really different than the others.
You
Your
can.
strategies pretty much come down to the
No,
same all the time,
no, you
which
can,
leads to the
bro.
next
You
problem.
can.
If strategy is not what actually wins you the battle in a turn-based combat, what actually do...
Bro, we literally just covered a whole video on why Sealy is probably going to be the best character in the game. The fact that Sealy can go into battle, kill an enemy with a skill, get a buff, a 40% crit buff, kill another enemy with a skill. Then, so she's doing 2 attacks back to back. Then it swaps out to your next character. You do a burst with her, and you get a kill with that burst. Now you have another 2. You have another 2 attacks with Sealy if you can kill them on the 4th attack, and you get another buff. Bro, there is strategy, and there's definitely team comms. I don't understand. I don't understand what's happening. That I got you after, Scarlet. I'll break it down. I'll show you a clip from the video I made. Basically, Sealy is busted because I got you. After we finish this, I got you. Because I don't want to go into a tangent on top of this. I wanted to say for Silverworth, bro. Sealy's go. Sealy's on some next level shit, bro.
The answer is
Sealy's
stats
crazy.
and only stats. Astrology doesn't really matter anymore since you only have 2 buttons and it's the same thing again and again. The only thing that determines if you win or lose is if you have higher stat than the enemy or if the enemy have higher stat than you. Which means this game is insanely stat checky and is absolutely super pay to win. This is one of the biggest things when it comes down to turn-based
Oh
game.
my
is that when you hit your
God.
ability, you just do that amount of damage.
Oh.
Always, with no exception. Turn-based game in general are very stat checky because you can't
Oh,
really
man.
use an ability. Maybe sometimes there's RNG factor that you have to play around, but in general,
Yo, I wonder what determines your crit damage and your crit ratio in Genshin and hitting your crits. Your stats. No, get out of here. Stats matter. You mean to tell me my C2 rating can't one tap anything in the abyss because it only has a 50 over 100? No. Get out of here. Jesus Lord, this is horrible hot takes. Funny how the first 2 characters you ever get to play are not even rollable or in the archive. Exactly, because they're setting you up. I like that. I like that move. I thought that was a good move. My balls have been busting when the update. This man Reaper's on some next stuff, bro. By the way, Stupid Woven to get 2 equipment lights. Oh, when does it end? Until June. Just DM you the reason. All right, I got you after this, dog. I got you.
Which is overall results of the game being really
funny,
start checking.
Reaper.
With Honkai Star Rail only having 2 buttons and it being a gacha game and it being like super grindy with the artifact system, it really worried me how pay to win the game will be, especially for an end game. Oftentimes when you lose to a battle, it feels like you would just understand it for the battle rather than because you employed the wrong strategy.
Okay, this is fair. This is fair. I will say. Also, let me know if stream crashed. We don't know if Endgame is going to be pay to win. But we don't know that yet because it's the first day out. And so homie even said, if we're not aware it's going to be pay to win, we can't criticize that yet. We don't know what's happening. We don't know what the meta is going to look like in a week. We don't know what it's going to look like in a month. We don't even know what it's going to look like tomorrow. Bro, that's my main concern with the game. I've said it multiple times in other streams. If the game just automatically difficulty locks you to the point where you have to pay to get better artifacts, better light cones, I got to start using the right terms, better weapons, Constellation stuff, then there's a problem. But we don't know yet. We don't know. So if that's the case, we can give this, we can come back, we can circle back to that point and be like, okay, this is why you shouldn't play it. Bro, we're 1 day in. We're 1 day in. Like, what are we doing? Just DM, you got you. Whoever came after Genshin Impact being grindy. Oh, it took you so long. You will bust your balls when you see the DM. Let's go. I need that in my life. I don't understand this. I don't understand this video, bro.
With Honkai Star Rail being a gacha game, it means that character acquisition will be much more difficult compared to traditional turn-based game, again, like Final Fantasy or Persona. Because instead of assembling a team to create a strategy that you like, sometimes you might just be missing key component or key characters because you couldn't gacha for them, you couldn't afford for them, or the gacha god just didn't really like you, and therefore you completely fail to implement that strategy that someone else might be running. The biggest culprit of this was Seela, who is the features
Genshin, literally Genshin, bro. I wanna use Hu Tao with Yelan and vaporize everything, but I'm poor. Like that's what bro. I am poor, so guess what? I can't. You know what I gotta do? I gotta find something else that works. And eventually it will work because Genshin is the easiest video game to be ever created, bro. Like, ever. Like, come on, son. What are we talking about? But Persona kind of gotcha without the Persona. I don't know. I've never touched Persona. But I just don't. Me, Kafka over Himiko, I don't blame you.
Characters who is ridiculously overpowered and can just solo the entire enemy team by herself despite being a single target.
Oh, so he understands what they're about.
High, and she has a passive that let her attack again if she killed an enemy. The strategy in the beta test was so dominant because you can just take, let's say, 8 to even 9 attack in a row. And I swear someone out there did a 11 attack combo on Seela alone. So the enemy
Tom?
never
Welcome in, my love.
a turn to attack. Why give the enemy a turn to attack if you can just attack again and again and then again and again?
One more Elon equals in show.
But of course, this is only possible if you either spend money to roll for the features 5-star character Seela, or you got really lucky, or you saved up a lot of currency over time. And with that being said, there's no way you're gonna ever get every single character without spending. So eventually, you're gonna run into this problem with potentially the next features 5-star characters, or the one after that. Honkai Star Rail in many ways implement the exact same system as Genshin Impact when it comes down to its gacha. There's a pity, there's like 50-50, whatever.
Really? Well, Whale and Star Rail, 100%.
AKA, it is not really.
It is. It is accurate. It is a little accurate, Scarlet.
Always roll for duplicate of the character to continuously evolve those characters. AKA.
What's up, Tom? Tom, we're going over a video real quick. Some dude's like shitting on the new game, and he's making pretty trash points. He was comparing it to Persona because it's another turn-based RPG. Are you sure Honkai was easier for me? Plus, I'm not a huge open world game fan. I think Honkai Impact is harder than Genshin, and we can go into that after. I'll tell you why.
And the thing about Honkai Star Rail being a turn-based game is that Constellation always simply comes down to one thing. It improves your character stats. Either it allows you to do more things, attack more target, it does more damage, and stuff like that. There's no Constellation that changes how the character is played because it is a turn-based game. Again, playstyle comes down to pressing the button on the left or pressing the button on the right. So every Constellation just becomes this character do more things, more damage, more utility, more area coverages, and that's it. Which means that
what do you want the Constellations to do, dog? Do you want Seely to pull out a hammer from her ass? Like, I don't get it. Like, bro, yo, like, I don't know, man. Yo, welcome in. Yo, what's going on, dude? How you feeling? Game looks pretty good so far, story-wise so far. No, it's dope. It is a great game. We're watching someone review it. He says there's a major problem. The major problem is that he doesn't like it. That's the major problem. It's getting me tilted. Chat, I'll read everything else in 2 seconds. Love and Rosaria and Lisa at the start. Exactly.
I'm not saying that you can't enjoy Honkai Star Rail as a completely free-to-play. In fact, you could enjoy Genshin Impact for the most part being a complete free-to-play because of free-to-play friendly character like Xiangling. I haven't really covered all the other
I got you in 2 seconds, Tom.
Honkai Star Rail, you know, the artifact farming, the
there's not even a minute left, and I'll summarize.
Systems, the end game like simulated universe. But ultimately, I think the fundamental of Honkai Star Rail is just flawed. The fact that it's a turn-based game with 2 buttons overall just mean that the game will always revolve around concept like that.
I think it is your user experience in Honkai Rebirth. I think so, 100%.
And that is the reason why this is a big problem for me, and maybe even for you to worry about when it comes down to Honkai Star Rail. And I've worked for Star Rail by making it as...
Listen, man, I don't know. Again, I've never watched this dude's videos. I know nothing about him. I at the end of the day, I also respect his opinion because, you know, you have balls to put your opinion out there, so I'm not going to sit here and shit on him. What I will say, summarization, Tom, he doesn't like the game because it's turn-based. Fair. Very, very fair. I, myself, am not a turn-based player, but I enjoy the game because the gameplay's smooth. What's his criticism? It's turn-based. You only have 2 attacks, so there's not a million options like Persona where you can combine a bunch of other combinations together, and he thinks it might be pay-to-win. Bro, it's a gacha game. It's a gacha game. Like, I don't know. And then he's annoyed that stats play a part in the game. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, Genshin plays stats. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand. So look, I mean, shout out to the homie. Shout out, what's this dude's name? Shout out to TenTen with the 101,100 subs. Possibly one of the worst hot takes I've ever heard. And I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. I hate when people nut hug Hoyoverse. Because that's how nothing gets done. Like, the reason why Genshin is so unbearably and ungodly mid right now, in my opinion, is because we just keep spending money on the game and they just print money and we don't, like, stop buying shit characters. And we just kind of, like, dick ride them the second something comes out. Bro, I do not agree with this. I think Star Rail is a very good game. The one thing you could say is it might be endgame pay to win. And we don't know yet. We don't know. It's a day in. It's a day in a video like this comes out, and there's no proof of anything. So, if it's pay to win, bad. But if it's pay to progress faster, still bad. But understandable, still better. Same as TOF. Exactly. This game might convert you, dude. It's fun. It's fun. I haven't found a turn-based RPG that I've enjoyed this way. This game has a very nice twist on it, which makes me very happy. But I mean, look, that's my review of this homie's video, I guess. Like, I don't know what else to say about him. Whatever. What's it called? Let's get into the actual game now. Now, let's see if we can farm. Hopefully, my computer doesn't shit the bed on me. Oh. It's calling my name. So come on, baby. Let's